Prince Hans of the Southern Isles, or just Prince Hans, is the main antagonist of Disney's 53rd full-length animated feature film Frozen, and a cameo character in the short film Frozen Fever, as well as Disney's 58th full-length animated feature film Frozen 2. He is Princess Anna's ex-boyfriend and arch-nemesis, who plans to usurp the throne of Arendelle in order to obtain power for himself. Prince Hans is a proud, devilish, and egotistical prince with a hunger for power and admiration. He is known to be selfish, manipulative, and apathetic in nature. Being the youngest sibling of 13 princes, Hans spent a large portion of his life being ignored and abused at the hands of his older siblings, something he reveals to Anna during their encounter at the coronation banquet. The constant belittling, bullying, and neglect from his family and peers eventually proved to be the breaking point for Hans, and led to his villainous transformation over time. However, on closer examination, there is no evidence as to the extent of Hans' childhood abuse, meaning that he may have been exaggerating in order to appeal more to Anna. However, in the novel A Frozen Heart, which told about the clear story about his past, the abuse Hans suffers is not only true, but much worse than he describes, in which his brothers often played cruel tricks on him from childhood to adulthood, and even humiliated him in front of the political meeting. Furthermore, his father, King Westergaard, did nothing to stop the bullying, and even encouraged them to do so, since he believes Hans is weak, and the strong have the right to pick on the weak. Though he appears to be praiseworthy and noble to the fullest extent, Hans is actually an oppressive and dishonest master manipulator who cares nothing for anyone other than himself. Through his charm and charisma, he is able to fool first Anna and then Elsa, as well as the entire kingdom of Arendelle and its visiting ambassadors, providing excellent proof of his dangerous psychology. Like many villains, Hans is arrogant and power-hungry, visiting Arendelle in order to rule the kingdom by any means, revealing that his only desire is to become king. He is prepared to get rid of anyone necessary in any way he can in his quest for power, making him among Disney's more complex villains. He is also exceedingly pompous, grandiose, and sententious, bragging about his plans to Anna when he realizes it is pointless to help her live, and threatening the Duke of Wesselton with being charged with treason when he becomes regent of the kingdom, despite the fact that the Duke has done nothing more than point out that Arendelle's goods are not for Hans to hand out. It is unclear as to his precise motivation, if it is simple lust for power, or if he genuinely craves respect and recognition, which he professes to being denied as a child under the burden of his dozen siblings. He is also shown to be verbally abusive, defamatory, and argumentative, as he constantly torments Anna and Elsa with precise and cutting words after his dark side is revealed. Examples of this can be seen when he and Anna are in the library, and the prince constantly taunts the dying princess. In the fjord during his antipathetic confrontation with Elsa, Hans decides to further Elsa's suffering by telling her Anna died as a result of her actions. Hans' most powerful trait is quite possibly his vast intelligence and incredible ability to lie, dissemble, and manipulate. He is also proven to be an extremely nimble, observant, quick-thinking, pertinacious, and resourceful man, being able to fool the entire kingdom without fail, even the Duke of Wesselton, whom Hans holds a disliking to that only seemed to increase throughout the film. However, unlike many Disney villains, Hans constantly has to change his plot accordingly with the shifting events that take place in the film, without letting loose his deceptive, villainous, and calculating nature. Cold and cruel, Hans has a sympathetic origin, but he lacks any characteristics one could call redeeming. Instead, he simply views others as mere stepping stones to his grand plans, and will callously lie, cheat, and kill his way into a position of power, regardless of the casualties made along the way. At first, he merely intends to marry into the crown, but when Elsa's powers are revealed and Anna leaves, he knows he must have one of them alive to do so. When Anna is dying, he realizes he will not be able to trick her any longer since his kiss will not work, and leaves her to die, manipulating the panicked situation toward the execution of Queen Elsa. But when Elsa escapes and her powers are fully unleashed, he tells her that she has killed Anna, His intention appears to be to drive her into enough despair that she will allow him to kill her and make himself a hero in the eyes of the kingdom.